Oh, and slump spun. So back up then into P5. How am I still P5 in this situation? Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back to part 3 or race 3 or episode 3, whatever you want to call it, of the extended qualifying and highlights package here from Division 5 in the League of Europe. We're at a circuit that I haven't raced on yet and done very little work with. It's obviously the Portimao circuit in Portugal, which has now hosted a Formula 1 race this year and last year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We had to go to more European races. So yeah, I'm not feeling particularly confident about this one tonight. I did a couple of laps when the track got released, like everyone did, because it's a new circuit and it's exciting. And I've only really had about 10 or 15 minutes tonight to try a few various setups and try to get on the pace. I was doing low 18s in time trial. I know quite a lot of these guys are in the 17s and 16s, so I'm not expecting to be that competitive here tonight, but I'm hoping to not be last at least, and maybe sneak ourselves inside the top 10 or at least a top 12 to pick up a point or two. As for the race last week, obviously a half race distance, I had that incident with Axel in the Williams. He's then obviously messaged me on Discord after the race and basically said, you know, what the fuck was that about? And I said, I left you a car's width. He sent me a video evidence and I said, yeah, you can see I left you a car's width, you went across the inside curb, spun and made contact with me. He sent the report in. The report's result was no further action necessary. So the stewards of League of Europe have looked at that, looked at the footage that he sent in and just said, yeah, basically I did nothing wrong. So I've got away with it, which I thought I would, and I have managed to keep hold of the P5 that I picked up in France. So we've had a P11 at Imola, a P5 at France. I don't know what to expect here. Short qualifying session, 18 minutes, 33 laps in the race. You can use whatever tyres you want. Don't know what the weather's going to be like. Hopefully it's going to be dry. I have got a setup I feel fairly comfortable with. It's just finding the apexes and not track limiting, and yeah, just trying to build up as much confidence as I can. The lobby is slowly filling up. 16 drivers here. I think there are a couple missing, and we should be going to qualifying in the next few minutes. Well, here we are then in qualifying. We've had a bit of a delay, so haven't been able to get out on track just yet. We've just got over 6 minutes left of this 18-minute session, just cycling through the race weather at the moment. It's going to start off dry and cloudy, but at the halfway point we are expected some showers to appear. So if we start outside the top 10, we might as well just slap on a set of either medium or hard tyres and just carry them to the rain shower. That would be the only opportunity we've really got to make up some position. So the setup then will chuck on the car. Like I said, I have been on time trial, but I've done very little. But I do have a setup. To be honest, we'll probably put 4 laps worth of fuel in there and just see how we go. So times at the moment, 16.9 is the fastest from Joseph. Quite a few people have already been out there. 1 minute 20.2 by Sir Ibo is the slowest. My teammate's also struggling, but he's on the mediums and out on a flying lap. Right, how many drivers are here? Is there 17, 18, 19 of us? Okay, that's fine. So just over 5 minutes left of the session. We'll get out on track. We'll just pound round to the end of the session, I think, and just see what we can do. I'll be amazed if we can get inside the top 10. And here we are then, out at the Algarve circuit. Turn 1 in the race is going to be very fast, 6th or 7th gear, which is turn 2, which is pretty much flat. Heavy braking for turn 3, 2nd or 3rd gear. I upshift into 4th quickly, and then into 5th for this left-hander, which is very off camber. And you get a lot of oversteer on exit. Now down the back straight with a 2nd DRS zone. Heavy braking zone here. I'm finding that 2nd gear is working well for me. Short shift into 3rd. Up through the gears. Blind left. Little lift off for the right. And then again heavy on the brakes. It's such a roller coaster of a circuit. So many ups and downs, lefts and rights. It is a fun circuit once you nail it. So this left is flat, and then you want to stay left for the first right. Although I've gone over to the right a little bit because you want to get as much of the apex there as you can on the second right. This is a left, uphill, blind and flat. Another heavy braking zone here for this left-hander. Short shift into 4th. Turn everything up. That is pretty much the final corner. There is one more, but it's flat out from this point in to the line. Left time for 2 or 3 laps. Let's see what we can do. And we've spun it immediately and damaged our wing. So we're not going to be setting a representable time. This is what I mean. We're struggling here. Well, we invalidated the lap, so I might as well take advantage of trying to learn the pit lane and where the limiter is. So we're going to be starting, well, we're 17th at the moment. We haven't set a lap time, so we can pretty much put qualifying behind us. So there we go then, there is the final classification. EOS Major's taken pole, just a 10th and a half ahead of Joseph, who spun on his final lap. Harry in 3rd, Ghost Recon in 4th, Slump is down in 9th place. As for us, well, yeah, I mean 24 and a half seconds off the pace after crashing. To be honest, I would have been around here anyway, so I'm really not confident. Okay, so the session starts in 21 seconds, which is a bit annoying. We are going to drop some fuel out because we know that there is going to be rain. We'll go down to a lap and a half under target. I want to come up here quickly. Stint 2, yeah, that's fine. Stint 1, hards. Remove that stint. So we're going to start on the hard tyres. That is the selected strategy. That is the selected fuel. Here we go then for the formation lap.
Good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
I'm really going to have to work these hard tyres to get some temp, especially with this setup. Tendency to oversteer and understeer, especially oversteer. I'm going to have very little grip, so to be honest with you, I'm probably going to fall to the back of the field once all this starts. But for me, it's just a case of getting to the end and just seeing what happens. Looks like again I'm the only one starting on the hard tyres like we did in race 1. I am really going to struggle here. It's the first time in a long time that I'm actually would rather not be doing this. Unfamiliar circuit, limited track time, delay in qualifying, a setup that is average at best, a crash in qualifying when we were out there. We've got rain to contend with. We're on the worst tyres we can start on, but this is purely a strategy point of view. Those that start on the softs and maybe the mediums, depending on when this rain comes in, because we know it is due, might have to pit beforehand. Don't know how much time you gain or lose in the pits. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of doubt. I'm second guessing myself again. Because usually in situations like this we actually have decent races where I think to myself I'm going to have a shit one, but here I just want to survive really. Now we may be getting some issues because Ben Scott, for whatever reason, was having issues loading up. And he's now joined and left the session, so let's hope that that doesn't give us a delayed start, because I kind of want this race over and done with at this point. That is Ben Scott's Alpine just going through there, so he's not in the session at the moment. He's now joined, so I reckon we might be getting a delayed start here, but we'll see. Nope, we are going green straight away. What can we do from 17th? Not a bad initial getaway. We're on the outside for turn 1 though. Just take it easy. Contact up ahead. Reardon's already out of a session. Only outside of energetic, so actually, you know, considering lap 1s, we've actually done quite well here. We've made up 5 positions already. Make that 6 past the Aston. Well, as lap ones go, we've actually done quite well there. We've made 6 positions up. I think we don't have any damage. We don't.
Green flag.
Right, let's try and knuckle down now. Try and keep our noses clean. And our first warning of the race.
Come on, you can win that place back.
A little bit of contact there with Energetics as he makes his way through. This is now when we start to lose positions. He's already got a 3-second penalty as well, so he's really taking the piss out of the track limits. Into lap 3, we're in 12th. A lot of medium runners behind us. Just got to try our best here to keep it clean if we can.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Mercedes giving me a squeeze on the exit. We stay into our focus. Someone spun. Oh, someone is round. It's Jav who's spun. We've also picked up our first 3-second time penalty, but there's quite a few already. Well, I say quite a few. There's a few drivers, I should say, that have already got penalties. So track limits here really are very strict. But P11, we're in the points somehow. And Jamie is lagging ahead of me.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
We are indeed. We're in P10. We've got by pretty much instant free, hanging on to the back of some of the midfield runners on the medium tyres. So, you know, all things considered, this has got actually a lot better than I expected it to. For now. Really struggling through that left-hander. The rest of the lap feels okay. Just got to be really careful on the throttle around some of these corners. As for fuel, we started with minus 1.5, minus 1.57. That's okay. We know the rain is coming, so we'll save fuel with that. And to be honest, we would have burnt up a little bit extra getting away from the line on the formation lap and at the start. So as things stand at the moment, we're doing okay and just hanging on here to the fringes of the top 10. We know the rain is coming, but there's already quite a large field spread, which is always to be expected at a relatively new circuit. We've seen it at Imola, and we're seeing it here at Portimao. Okay, coming into lap 9 now. There's some drivers in the pits, so we're moving up the order to P8. It has got a lot darker recently, so Jeff hasn't told me anything other than, you know, rain is expected, but no real time frame at the moment. The advantage of being on the hard tyres once it starts to get cooler and when the rain comes is that these tyres can operate at a lower temperature, so they will survive a little bit better in the changeable conditions. But right now, as we go a little deep into the turn 6 hairpin, it's all about just staying alive, really. Okay, more drivers in the pits this lap. New strategy available, not too sure what it is. Rain is expected in 10 to 15 minutes, so these guys then that obviously had to start the race on the soft tyres are now in the pits. Jav has retired somewhere. So up to P5 at the moment. We could take the lead of this race actually in the next couple of laps, I don't know, but these medium runners are going to be holding out, I think, for the rain as well. Just keeping ourselves out of trouble, doing our own thing. Okay, into lap 12. 1/3 race distance done. Here comes Major. No point fighting. He was on the medium tyres. And we're starting to have a few of the top runners who have already made their first pit stop start to fight past me. Oh, Major's hit the inside curb. It's DRS here, so Harry will now go through as well. We're just keeping ourselves out of trouble. Coming back onto the racing line in front of me, fella, though, is not smart. You're lucky I didn't hit you. So we're now down to 7th. Teammate behind me, 7 seconds away. He'll catch up with me in a few laps. So we're doing okay here. Okay then, lap 17, half race distance. It's now starting to rain. Jamie's made a mistake somewhere. The hard tyres should now start to come in a little bit more over the mediums, basically because, well, the mediums will wear off quicker than the hards anyway, and also the hards work at a better operating temperature in conditions like this. So I'm kind of hoping that it stays like this for the next few laps. We've got yellow flags. Marcy has retired. And we've got something. It's a VSC.
Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up.
Full safety car. Full safety car. Right. This will be interesting because chances are, chances are everyone's going to be in to put on the intermediate tyres, but it's not ready yet for intermediate tyres. So it's, I mean, it will be at some point. We know that. But do you pit now? When, as you can see, track conditions are still pretty good. So we're in now then. We're going to put on the intermediate tyres even though it's not ready, and we're hoping that it will be ready by the time the safety car disappears. Other people are doing the same, so we'll have to see how this pans out.
We want to finish the race on this compound.
Okay, we're now out in relatively dry conditions in P6, so we have done really well to stay out of trouble. We've gone from 17th to 6th in the first half of this race. Now we really have to look after these intermediate tyres. I don't know whether they're up to temperature yet. They kind of are. Oh, let's not burn them up. Okay, we've now caught up to the safety car queue here on lap 18, towards the end of lap 18. It's not intermediates yet if we was at full racing speed, but everyone has decided to go on to the intermediates because we are expecting it to be intermediate conditions in the next 5 minutes. We'll just have to wait and see. It's a difficult one, this, really. I mean, it's helping our fuel. As you can see, we're now already down to a lap under target, and that will be bang on target once we go green flag racing. We're one warning away from picking up another 3-second penalty, but I assume others are in a similar situation. The positives is, well, we're now 6th on merit, we'll have to see. I don't think many people have done too much wet practice around a circuit like this, so that'll be interesting. The order's up and down a little bit, as you would expect. So for the next lap or two, it's all about just looking after these intermediate tyres because we're all expecting to run these tyres to the end.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
And here we go then, and we've just hit positive in the fuel. Getting ready now for a restart. It does feel like intermediate conditions. There's a slight dry line in some places. Now, when is he going to go? If he's smart, he'll go just before the line.
Green flag.
And there we go then. We've got the jump on Jamie. He was sleeping. And immediately off at turn 1. It's all new conditions for us all. There's a spinner behind us. How does this setup work in intermediate conditions? We're about to find out. Whoa. Okay, into lap 22, DRS is now disabled. Everyone around me, including myself, has a 3-second penalty. We are P5.
Your tyres need to go the distance.
Some corners around here I am not comfortable with, others very much so. It's all about surviving at this point. We're in a position we really shouldn't be.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9 seconds.
Oh! Oh, it's my old nemesis Axel in the Williams then, who's absolutely dive bombed with some stupid position back. And yet again, my friend, you've come off second best. I think I'm getting a bit of a train forming behind me here. So lap 24, the top four are fucked off, and I've got a few cars behind me, although it's now starting the old-fashioned spread out. All we can do at this point now for the last 10 laps is just hold on. I mean, any position really is a bonus. Car really doesn't like these couple of corners. Rest of the lap feels okay. And Joseph behind's now got 9 seconds, so that might be good for us. All we can do is just keep it clean. See what happens. So I've now got my teammate behind me, and there's a little bit of a gap behind, so I'm going to try and be smart here and let him go. That'll do it. I mean, I didn't mean to make the mistake, but sure. Don't know the guy, but he is my teammate, and, you know, there's 2 of us in the constructors. I'm feeling okay. I think other people are struggling out there as well, so we're not as bad as we would be. Okay, Ben Scott's behind me now. We know that he's pretty quick. I will try as best as I can to defend. Oh, and slump spun. So back up then into P5. How am I still P5 in this situation? This is fun. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to give up too easily. There'll be one wide there though. That was a shame. Then we've got Joseph, who's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. He's managed to sneak through. Quality battling though, really, in these conditions as well, on this track, it's not easy. Whoa, what's the weaving all about, fella? Oh, there's someone off, and we're going to run wide because of it. Ah, we picked up a 3-second penalty. I was unsighted by that car, whoever it was. I think it's just a back marker because we're still in 7th. We've now got 6 second worth of penalties. Same for slump behind. Joseph's on 9 ahead. Don't know if there's someone out there on dry tyres for whatever mental reason. Unless a mistake that could cost us P6 because we're now back in 8th. Come on, car. I've got Jamie and Jess behind. They don't really pick up penalties, so this is not good now. This is now starting to fall away from me. Oh, fuck off with your warnings. What's going on with the car? Oh, I hate this fucking car. It's a 9 seconds now. So we're absolutely going to drop behind both the McLarens here, which is absolutely guttering. Jamie, get out my arse, please, mate.
Okay, gap
It's annoying as well because Joseph was up to 15th and Slump was up to 9 as well. These McLarens, they're just going to sit behind me now because they know they don't need to pass me, but they would have seen other people up ahead as well with bigger penalties. So even though I don't really give a two shits about the McLarens, they're going to really benefit well here. I mean, we are going to come away with a couple of points at least, which is a lot better than what I would have expected before this weekend. But, you know, 6 or 7 laps ago, we were looking good for a P6 maybe, P6, P7. What we can do now is try to keep it clean at least.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Hi. No, Jamie. No, Jamie. Stay behind, Jamie.
No, Jamie. No, Jamie.
And a mistake has been made, and Jamie has managed to get past, and Jess is now on my outside as well, and I'm trying to hang on here. Only a few corners to go. Swip does have a 6-second penalty, so he will have 10th in the end. But it could have been more, it should have been more. Let's see if we can try and get Jamie back here. See what he's like around the final corner. We're just going to use all our ERS if we can.
Caution, caution.
Slump has retired. I think that's after the line. Indeed it is, because our car absolutely crashes into him. So it's P10 at the end, but it should have been a lot better. Well, here we are then, back in the lobby. Unfortunately, I pressed the advance button a bit too quickly to show the final classification, but ERS Major won the race. We ended up in P10 there at the end with everything that was done. Unfortunately, if it wasn't for falling off the road towards the end, we could have been P6, maybe P7. But all in all, we've had a decent race and picked up a couple of points. It's just a shame that the tyres massively overheated with the final few laps. Unfortunately, next week is Austria, which is my favourite track, and I've always gone well there, and of course I won last year with One Hub Racing, but I am away for Valentine's weekend, so I'll get this uploaded in the next few days, and I'll see you all in a couple of weeks.